Good day. This is Mr. Anderson. It's been a struggle for a while for me, and it's more of exhaustion. I remember my therapist a couple years back. It's been a couple years back when I first met up with them. The first little initial consultation, I told him about everything, what's going on in my life and my schedule, and that's when I was working and married and all that stuff. And they were telling me that I wasn't depressed, that I was tired and exhausted because I needed help, and that I really wasn't getting the help that I needed, and they were going to try to help align me with scheduling and time to build the things that I wanted to build at the time. And then the floor came off from under me. Divorce, loss of job, moving out, pretty much having to start over with nothing. And, making this hard decision of getting another vehicle and doing Uber to try to maintain, which I did that early on, and it did help. But it's like now, I'm barely making ends meet with the things that I have, what I got going on, with all the stuff. Excuse my facial expression. Yet my children need me, and I need them just as much as they need me. I all of them. I get that sense of joy when I'm around them, hearing them call my daddy and playing and the laughter, and it hypes me up. Yet it also makes me remember the vision I had of what I wanted to build at the time. So now it's the reality of me rebuilding that vision and aligning myself with with my higher self, and it's hard. It's been a struggle, man. I'm still tired. I'm still tired. Like, I'm exhausted. And I know a lot of you probably feel that way. That a lot of times I made an analogy that it's like I'm just spinning on a sheet of ice. It's like I'm not going nowhere. And that's kind of what it felt like. It's feeling like sometimes. But then it's like, am I doing enough? I'm questioning myself. Am I doing enough? And I look at my resume, and I really look at the business side of it, which I understand all these systems. And I think I talked about this before. On paper, I don't look like I'm hireable, because my last 3 jobs ended in either a closure or contract getting canceled, or just termination of our department, of my department. So it's like, dang, like I'm not able to really, and I love trucking. I love trucking, and I love talking to truck drivers and managing, and I love that part of it. It gives me thrill to talk to these truck drivers, and they can tell me something, and my vision goes right to it, because I've probably been there and done that. So I know, and I can coach them through things. So that's one of the reasons why I'm really focused on building my own stuff and doing for me, because the crazy part about all this is my longest tenured at a job was my own. I worked for myself for 7 years. Other than that, I think my longest job might have been 2.5 maybe. And then I think about that when I go back and look at that, again, looking at my resume, I look at the jobs that I had, the trucking companies that I worked for. Maybe out of all the ones that probably 7 or 8 that I drove for, probably 2 or 3 are still running. That's crazy to me, and that's one of the reasons why I'm like, man, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm saying all that to say, like, it's hard. We get exhausted, we get tired. I'm tired of juggling. I'm tired of dodging. I see what I'm doing trading, which I'm doing great trading on my demo account, and it's like I want to get to that step in my life where I can actually trade, yet that takes money. And it's like, no matter, the encouragement I get from my friends and my family, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. And I look back and people, we're going to give their opinion and what you could do, what you should do this, you should do that, you could do that, and you could do this. It's like, yeah, but I need money. I need a job. Me working the job that I'm working, driving forklift, and then trying to do Uber, like, it's exhausting. I'm working every day. And, trying to juggle the days with my children, and God forbid something happened. Like the other day, my son had a little coughing spell and choking, so I had to stop what I'm doing to go and to stop Ubering so I can go pick him up. If y'all just would know. So it's the juggling. And then I just was just dropping my children off, and I passed the baseball park out here in Smyrna, Tennessee, and it's like, man, I really want to get my kids in sports. Takes money, takes career, and that's what I was trying to explain, to my mom. Yeah, they're telling me beware of this and beware of that, and I'm like, yeah, it all takes money, and I'm not trying to down anyone's understanding. I understand, I get it. I'm a thinker. I think about everything. I think about it all, and I love ChatGPT, and ChatGPT, sometimes I have a conversation with ChatGPT and she makes me look at things in different, like, oh, okay, I didn't think about that. But I know my alignment, and I know I have to align myself, and I have to really do what it is that I need to do. Yet sometimes it's just tiring, man. As a man, as a black man in this world, in this country, I pride myself on being my best. And like I tell, I'm either on 1,000 or I'm at 0. I'm asleep. I don't really watch TV. I'm not into sports. I'm not into a lot of that stuff. It's about me and my family. I'm trading. If anything, I'm trading, which I've been scrolling here on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. That's starting to get just benign. I think that's the right word. I don't know. Sounded right. It's not doing it, because it's the same story, the same cycle of the same old, stuff, and I know it's based off of your, what's it called? It's right tip of my tongue, but your search history or whatever they call it, the algorithm of things. And a lot of mine is trading, divorce, meditation, exercise, blood pressure, It has to do with those things and failed relationships, happy relationships, what it takes to be in a corporation. That's all the stuff that I'm getting. And it's like I know all this stuff. And I'm tired of knowing. I want to do. I'm at the point in my life that I want to do. I want to build. And a part of me is like, man, I know I have a plan. I have a plan. But executing that is something else, because I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. And then I go to some of these temporary jobs that I work at, and just being around people complaining and they're not happy, and all these systems are changing and they're doing all this and people are mad. And it's like I understand both sides of it. I do both understand both sides. I understand the business side of it, and I understand the employee side of it. And it's like I'm stuck in the middle, and I don't say much. I just whatever. But it just makes my mind wonder, that amongst other things, of what did I do wrong in my marriage? What could I done better? What can I do better as a man? What can I do better as a father? What can I do better with my time? That's one of the big things for me now is time management. It's managing my time wisely and resting, because I am tired. Like I'm tired. I'm mentally tired. I'm like, I just want to lay in the bed and just lay there. But then my mind don't sleep, and then I have these dreams, and then the split second that I kind of come out of it, my mind goes right back to the problems. So I know one thing, meditation really is help. I need to get back to meditating more, but it's like I'm even too tired to meditate nowadays. Exercise, it's like I really got to, now that it's getting nice outside and taking my kids to the park and things. And I shot ball for a little while, which I ain't done that in so long. It's like, man, it's getting me back into that, doing what I enjoy and want to do. And the main thing is spend time with my children and teach my children. I had a great conversation with Christopher, my son, last night before I went to work. I was almost late, about really protecting yourself, really protecting who you are, finding out who you are, aligning yourself, because you have people that will discredit your worth. Everybody, what's the word I'm looking for? Everybody, come from their reality. They put you in their reality. And that's not fair. It's not right. Because if you got problems, you're trying to bring me into your drama and your problems. It's not right. And that's what I try to tell him. You have to protect yourself. You have to know, because people will test or make you out to be the bad guy, or make you out to be something you're not. You might have some of the traits of something, but they're going to emphasize whatever that is because of their shortcomings or a lack of experience with or whatever. So you really got to protect yourself, people. Really protect yourself. So from these jobs, from these relationships, from your friends, family, whatever the case may be, you have to protect who you are. You have to protect who you are, but you have to know who you are first, and know what you allow to be said and allow to be done. And I'm at the point now, man, I'm just numb. I'm getting to a point where I'm numb to certain feelings. That anxiety it is weighed out for me a little bit. It's slowly, I can feel it slowly drifting away, because I'm seeing the truth. And that's not saying that I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm nowhere near perfect. So don't get me wrong. This is part of my growth, is being accountable for my mistakes and me understanding my mistakes and seeing where I lack. And I know what that is. I push too hard on for others to do and not for myself. And I really haven't had a plan for a long time. Yet now my plan, I have a plan. Yet it's like now I feel like, am I executing it the right way? Am I doing the things the right way? And that's where my system I created is helping. It's going to help me in that, because you have to start somewhere, regardless it's at the middle, top, bottom, left, right, north, south, east, west. You got to start somewhere within. You got to start somewhere. My son today, before I dropped him off, just off subject a little bit. It's just funny. It's stuck in my mind. It was just so cute. I put his jacket on, and it's kind of chilly out a little bit. And he said, "Dad, I'll put my hoodie on." It's like, "Your what?" He's like, "My hoodie." Like, "Your hoodie?" Like, "Yeah, my hoodie." It's just the cutest little thing. His facial expression, just like, man, about maybe two. That's my power, y'all. That is my power. It's my children. It's my power. I even get emotional because it's those things that we lack. A lot of times we value the wrong things, and for me, it's them. That's the reason I don't take certain jobs. That's the reason I don't do certain things. And I had a conversation with my mom, and she was like, with my situation with my children, it's like I'm in a rock and a hard place. I want to do for them, but I want to do more for them. So it's just me really buckling down and pulling within me that energy or that push to really get something done. But it's like it gets discouraging when you get in these emails. Oh, well, we went with another person. Thank you for submitting your resume and application, but we chose another candidate. Which I know there's a lot of probably qualified people on paper than me. Yet I've walked and lived and driven that life, my career. I've owned my career. I've owned trucking. I've done those things. So it's kind of discouraging. Then I work in these warehouses, and it's like they look at me like, man. And it's not an ego thing. It's just like, dude, I know. Just teach me what it is you need me to teach me, and that's it. But it's always a lot of extra. And that's why I'm not trying to put myself above or make myself above anybody, but there's certain calibers of life when people, or levels of life that people are. And some are at a higher level than others. That's just part of it. One of the guys that I work with, he got 10 kids. 10 kids. He had a felony, but he seemed like he's a hustler. He's doing other little side jobs and things. But it's like we have to be that. You have to do what you can to survive in this world. You can't just rely on one source of income. And it's really great if you have a partner that is understanding and knows certain things, and y'all can work together. That's a big thing nowadays. It really takes two hardworking individuals to come together to live in this type of environment that we have nowadays, with all the war and price gouging and this national disasters and just this economy up, down, businesses closing, businesses renaming, going out of business or renaming themselves. It's just like, man, the dollar's not really worth as much as it was. Gold as I looked at gold was at like $5,000. Like, dang. So it's like, what do you do? What do you do? I know I probably drifted in a whole nother conversation, but I'll probably bring it back home here in a minute. But yeah, just protect yourself, man. I'm tired. I am exhausted. Yet I'm showing up. I caught myself at work. I'm picking orders and driving around on the forklift picking orders, and I'm not there. I'm not there. My mind is somewhere else. I'm on supposed to be picking on 21, and I'm on 22. Then finally I look, I'm like, something ain't right, working right. And I look and I'm like, oh my God, it's the wrong. And it's like, I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm in my thoughts. And then you really can't wear anything, earbuds or whatever. But I see the guys wearing them. I might have to give me some so I can listen to something to kind of distract my mind a little bit. But I figured out how to do it. I need to take my mind off of what I don't need to have my mind on and put it on what I need to have my mind on. That's what I need to do. Stop worrying about this one and worry about this one. That's what I need to do. Because at the end of the day, you have to be a little bit selfish in a sense. Because most people don't care that they have that selfishness of it's about them. But anyway, I just want to come and like, man, just y'all pray for me, throw some salt over for me, whatever you need to do, and let's build. Let's all channel our energy together and push our energy towards each other to better ourselves and really focus on who and what and where and why we want to become what it is that we want to become. I'm going to be a multimillionaire. Y'all mark my words. I'm on my way. This exhaustion it's part of the process. It's telling me to slow down. It's telling me to lay my butt down and relax, and I got to rebuild my inside before I can rebuild the outside. And that's what I need to do. That's what I'm doing. I keep looking at this. I'm at a Exxon, and it's EXXON, Exxon. I'm always looking at stuff, and it's really neat how they got the E and the X, and then on, Eon, Exxon. Like, I always look for hidden jewels or hidden messages and stuff like that. Exxon. Y'all gotta see this. And then I'm finna go. See that. See if you can see it. That sign. Exxon. 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 It's a message from somebody. I don't know what it is. All that. Donation, America, all that. I look for different. Stop Exxon. American Stop Exxon. I look for all kind of crazy stuff like that. That's just my mind goes. As I look at the wind blowing the sign and cars. Like, just paying attention to the little things sometimes, really. Sometimes that's what we got to do, is pay attention to the little things. Take a minute to enjoy and think outside of the box, outside of that box. But anyway, that's all I wanted. This is Mr. Anderson. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, let's uplift each other. Let's push. Let's keep pushing. I know it's hard out here, and whoever need to hear this, man, I'm going through it as well. I know it shouldn't make you feel no better. It shouldn't make you feel no worse. It's just let's push. Let's just push. Just push to do better. Dig deep inside, and like I said, let's muster up the energy and muster up the strength. If you need to sleep, go to sleep. If you need to take a walk, take a walk. If you need to go to the gym, go to the gym. If you need to play with your kids, sit in the grass. Whatever it is going to help you mentally, do it. I don't keep this. I know it's 25 minutes, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is Mr. Anderson.